Energy is fire. Conversation is right. If you stay tonight, baby, I might let you say all of me. Want your heat, need your mind in these sheets. Completely intertwined in our minds, yeah. Tell your future like a psychic. Baby, you gon' end up right in my bed. Chemistry is science. I could play it cool, but I'd be lying. Read you like a psychic. I'ma tell you something, you gon' like it. Chemistry is science. Better than what you was fantasizing.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Divine Love and Light with Destiny K. Unfortunately, Destiny K is not here with us today, but I will be her replacement. My name is Bunny Sugars, and it's so lovely to be reading for you all today, and hopefully you guys will accept me as the wonderful replacement for today. So let's go ahead and just jump into it, get comfortable, get excited, have a great show planned for you guys today. First and foremostly, do remember and do get started, get comfortable, and start throwing emojis in the chat because we will be doing an emoji contest this evening. And remember, if you're watching and listening, like, share, subscribe, hit all those buttons, hit the notification bells, especially when you want to know when everyone is going live. Make sure you just hit those bells, push those buttons because we love it. So go ahead. And let's get into it. Let's get into the house rules really quick because you know we got to do that really quick. So remember, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, I got it right today, Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and type your burning questions into the chat. And do keep in mind, and it's super important that you keep this in mind, we can't do medical, we can't do legal, we can't do pregnancy. Those are big no-nos, especially in other countries. Some of those are illegal. And we don't like having issues on, Wednesday or Thursday evenings. And also, it's just better to leave that in the hands of the professionals, right? So remember, no pregnancy, no legal, no medical. Can't do those. Those are no-nos. Now, if you want to know some cheat codes, you can leave a donation, and you can go to journeyryanlive.com to do a donation, and there you can ask a question and just skip the line. So if you want to skip the line, go ahead to journeyryanlive.com. And if you are looking into doing more donations, there's a couple options you can choose from, right? There's a 3-minute, a mini, a medium, and a mega. Now, the mini, the medium, and the mega, they are all untimed. They are all untimed, and mega is great if you're looking for a mediumship because that is the only option that lets you do a mediumship. So if you enjoyed the show tonight, go ahead and leave your reviews at journeyryanlife.com. I'm getting it together slowly. So make sure you guys are super detailed with your questions also, because the more detailed you are with your questions, the much easier and much more broader answer we can give you in your questions. So that goes over the main house rules. Hi, everybody. I hope y'all are having a fantabulous evening. It's been a crazy day, but let's kind of create some fun chaos today. So go ahead. Remember, start throwing those emojis in the chat. And let's go ahead and start jumping into some questions. And let's get into our first one. So Emma says, hi, Destiny. Hi, Emma. Unfortunately, I am Bunny. I'll be your bun for today. In the past, I've had guys write love songs about me within the past several years, and I'd like to know if there will ever be a love song released about me that ends up going viral. That's very fun, and that's a very interesting question. I like that a lot because that's such a fun thought to think that one day a song about you is going to go viral. Now, I'm almost not certain that one will. I think one is going to get a little bit popular for a little bit of time, but I think because the music market feels very competitive, there's going to be an action taken with this Knight of Swords into making this hit, this record, there is people who are going to make songs about you, right? The thing is, I don't think one is going to become as viral as you would like it to be. I feel like there's going to be some blockades, especially with the Seven of Wands here in this High Priestess reverse. There's going to be a couple blockades into what that looks like. The music market is going to be very intense, unfortunately, and with the oversaturation as it is, it feels more like, I think it's going to be popular kind of amongst a niche crowd. So let's think about TikTok, how you have kind of different subsections of TikTok: book talk, cooking talk, stuff like that. I think there's a certain subsection of like a social media platform that's really gonna take off with the song, and it's gonna be like a trend within that community. I'm not so sure as like a whole viral hit. I'm not quite seeing it, but I do think one is going to get really popular. How soon? I can't particularly tell, but sometime in a fall season. So sometime when the leaves are falling. So I do hope that I was able to answer your question. Oh, Emma Rose says, that's awesome. I will take it. Hey, look, a little bit of something is better than absolutely nothing at all. So I like that energy right there. Oh my goodness. So thank you so much, Emma, for your question. You're awesome. And thank you guys so much for already participating in the emoji contest. I see all the beautiful emojis coming in. I see you guys posting, and keep going, because at the end of the emoji contest, you get a free reading from me. And that's awesome. My readings are very interesting. So I feel someone in here has a message just for them. So I hope it's you. I hope it's you. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Unique. Hi, Unique. It's been a while. I hope you've been well. She asks, when do you see justice being served on Jabari's behalf? His ex is really evading her karma. Ooh, I like questions like this. I think, and my automatic feeling is going to be sooner rather than later. And it's not going to be like one big event is going to bring in this karma that you're looking for. It feels more like several really small happenings, like things she loves and holds dear to her snapping away. It's like a tower falling, which this is not a tower card. This is a devil reverse card. This is talking more about connections. This could be things that she is linked to, things falling by the wayside. However, the way I'm seeing this in my head, it's going to be like little pickaxes of like the foundation crumbling. It's like everything is just going to go chip, 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 chip away. It's like throwing Jengas. It's like doing Jenga. When you stack the blocks, it's just slowly removing blocks, and her stability becoming eventually unstable. I feel like she's going to have another event probably in like a month's time that's really going to test her a little bit. So that's not necessarily saying she won't get her karma. It's going to be a slow process. It's really not going to hit her until I hear March, April, really bad. So the karma's coming. Trust me, the karma's coming. It's just slow. That's the worst kind of karma, when it's just like slow, like plucking the grapes off a tree or the vine. Grapes grow on vines. Don't worry. I'm fully aware. So it's going to come sooner rather than later. It's just not going to be all in one big explosion. It's going to be small little things that are going to snowball like an avalanche for her. Ooh, that's really, 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 really an important question. I love questions like that. So I hope that I was able to answer and help give you some clarity. And thank you so much for your beautiful question. You guys are awesome. We're already getting this rolling today. And I hope things have been doing very well today. And I hope you all are having a good evening today. Things seem to be a little bit weird lately with, it feels like electrical issues going on all over. Now, I'm pretty sure there's something astrological about that. I'm 100% sure there's always is something astrological about that. But it's just really interesting when all the electronical things just kind of malfunction at once. I'm like, it's not just me. So remember, keep throwing those Keep throwing those emojis in the chat. And remember, if you want to skip the line, you can leave a donation at journeyryanlive.com and go ahead and make sure when you leave and do your donation, just make sure everything is super duper detailed so I can get you guys some super duper detailed answers. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Thank you so much for your beautiful donation. I so very much appreciate it. So Wary asks, can you please see what's going on between me and my friend Dasha? I thought she wanted to help me emotionally, but it seems like she doesn't care anymore. Oh my goodness. That's a heartbreaking kind of situation, but let's kind of dip in here. And again, thank you so much for your beautiful donation. It really does mean the world to all of us when you guys donate. So with Dasha, I do believe that there was a part in this where she was very caring and very into wanting to give care. You have a Page of Cups here. Think of a Page of Cups literally. She is trying to carry this cup full of emotion and care and tenderness there and just trying to bring it forward to you. It's like, I'm trying to give you this water. Please take it because I want you to feel better. However, what I feel like has happened is a bit of coldness. And I think this is something that you're probably going to be able to relate to. There's this bit of coldness here with this 9 of Cups reversed. It's almost like, I feel like in a way, she does not see the reciprocation of that type of emotion. And it's not because you aren't. It's because you're going through a hard time and there's a lot of focus on what you are going through, which is understandable as you are allowed as a person to feel that way. You're allowed to have feelings. Your feelings are always valid. And sometimes not everyone understands why one thing you're going through may not be as serious to them, but it's serious to you. So don't feel bad about having those feelings in general. However, with this 9 of Cups reverse, it feels like with Dasha giving all of that emotion and not feeling like she was getting a lot back, it just made her kind of feel a certain type of way. So instead of expressing what she was feeling and trying to break down essentially what this is and why she feels that way, she then decided to kind of run cold and turn back because she was no longer happy with the relationship or the friendship because she felt it was one-sided. She felt you were taking more from her that she couldn't get back in return. Whether that is true or not, that is more of a scenario of something internal with her because she is coming across as somebody who has not really had a lot of support growing up. And it almost feels like in this very specific card that came up, Fated to Suffer, it just feels like she has an internal issue with how she is validated and how she feels comforted through scenarios in her life. And I feel like some of why she disappeared was more of a projection towards you rather than an actual issue regarding the friendship. It's almost like because she could never get that type of care and you're just constantly taking. Oh, my friend, I'm so sorry. We ran out of time for this one. I had more I wanted to get into because I think I was getting into it. However, thank you so much again for your beautiful donation and your beautiful question. I do hope the best for you coming up very soon. And I hope you two are at some point able to communicate. Unfortunately, what I've noticed in this world is sometimes when people have a lot of issues with, and it usually stems from their childhood, they have a lot of issues with being able to receive and give certain types of feeling and emotion. A lot of the times we end up projecting what makes us feel insecure onto others. And then other people, especially people we love and care about, end up paying the price for why we don't feel secure. And sometimes that emotion just gets taken out in the wrong way. And sometimes, unfortunately, that happens a lot in friendships. I've been on the receiving end and the giving end of both of those. It's a really complex scenario of thoughts, but it is something that it's hard to forgive people when you feel abandoned by them, but try and remember that they are also in their own growth process and they just need to grow through what it is they're going through. So I do hope that was able to help. And that's more general advice for like everybody. You got to give people the grace that you never got yourself. And that's a hard lesson. That is a super hard lesson to learn. So thank you so much for your beautiful question. You guys, again, are awesome. I love reading for you guys. Look, if I take up a third show, you might see me one day, but we'll see. We'll see. At some point, I have to rest this brain of mine. I'll keep you posted, though. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question. You guys are doing great. Firefly Magic Axe. Hi. Hello, Firefly. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a minute either. Or I'm blind. I mean, the second is probably a little bit more likely because, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. However, Firefly wants to know, who is my true love and forever person? True forever person. And when will we meet? Kissing way too many frogs rather than princes or kings. I understand that. No, we want to go for the kings. We don't want to go for the prince. We want to go for the king. However, this is going to be an interesting question. I'm going to be super duper upfront with you. I can't always see the where. I can't always get that. I feel like for you, it's going to be in a warm season because I started feeling flush. So I think you're going to be in a warm season. So this is probably looking more like a summertime scenario between you and this future person of yours. Especially with the Six of Cups card, when you look at the cards, they're kind of a tell sign for around the time frame. So if you look at this card, it's very lush, it's very green. This is going to be more of a summertime kind of season, summer kind of moving towards fall. So I want to say somewhere like June, July, August. Now, in how many years are you going to be able to meet this person? I don't think it's going to be next year. I think it's going to be the year after. So where are we at? We're at 2024 next year. So 2025-ish is when you're probably going to meet this person. This is an approximate. Now, remember, time is fluid and so is tarot. And literally you can sneeze in the west direction and change your entire timeline like that. So take timelines very much with a little bit of a grain of salt because you never know who may fall off the sky tomorrow. However, summertime, probably 2025 is when I'm getting it. I hear Capricorn very loud in my head, so this person may... Firefly, thank you so much for your beautiful question. I hope I was able to give you at least an idea of what exactly or who exactly this person may be. I can't give you a name. I can't give you 100% those details, but I got you a little bit of an approximate timeline. So I hope that was able to help. And thank you guys so much for your beautiful questions. Go ahead, y'all. Oh, Firefly says, thank you, Bunny. You're so very welcome, my friend. And I hope to see you again really, really soon. I love seeing you guys here, especially I'm recognizing names now. And I'm so happy every time I see you guys supporting and coming on. So it makes me super happy. So thank you guys so much. Oh, Miss Collins says, you look beautiful, Bunny. I love your readings. Oh, thank you. Don't make me cry today. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so glad I woke up and put some makeup on. It was a very crazy day. I was really thinking about today was going to be a day to, sleep in. Absolutely not. Spirit said, get up, girl, and get it together. Remember, you're a baddie. So I had to get myself dressed, and I'm glad I did. So it's a very interesting day, but when Spirit calls, you just got to go for it, right? So thank you so much, Miss Collins. And let's get into our next question. Gemma, hi, Gemma. Gemma wants to ask, will my sister-in-law find a new job soon? She lost her old one recently. My brother is silly with money and always asking to borrow. So they're currently putting a lot of pressure on us now for it. Oh my goodness, Gemma, I am so sorry. However, I'm really hoping that things are going to shift soon. I think they will. It's going to take a little bit of time. So will she find a new job soon? I feel like not as soon as you would like it to be. This is a Six of Pentacles reverse. So there's going to still be this kind of needing to assist, more giving. more trying to help, and it's just help finding balance and stability. However, I do think things are going to open up with the Seven of Wands reverse. Things are going to open up, and that's a good thing, because that means within a soon time frame, I almost feel November, mid-December, between November and early December, she will have a new job. This, with this Knight of Pentacles here, is going to bring in money. However, what I know about a knight in the tarot, knights are slow movers. Knights, they move slower than pages. So just remember, this is going to be a slow moving transition for everybody. You may still need to help a little bit, especially with the Six of Pentacles reverse. There's still going to be that asking, that need, that unfortunate feeling of being obligated to help. However, I think in November, things are going to get a lot better. However, that part about your brother being silly with money, I feel like there's something that's going to happen with him monetarily that's going to, he's being a little too free with his money. And so there's going to be a point where he's in this Eight of Swords reverse situation. He's a little bit free. I think that's going to turn around really soon. There's going to be a change, because you're crowning with a Death card here. There's going to be a change. Something is going to put him in this position where there's a change coming soon, Gemma. So hang in there. It's going to be okay. I know it's really stressful when stuff like that happens, but just give it a little bit, just a little bit more time. You're going to get through it. I promise. Ooh, that was a rough one, but I hope you are able to find some solace in that reading, and I'm going to be rooting for you, girl. So thank you so much for your beautiful question, and you guys are doing awesome. Remember, there's an emoji contest. Remember, if you want to skip the line, go ahead to journeyrunninglive.com and leave a donation. Remember, you have choices with donations, and that's always fun. You can do a 3-minute, you could do a mini, a medium, or a mega. The choice is yours. The opportunities are endless, and the time limit is unlimited with mini, medium, or megas. So keep that in mind, and let's go ahead and jump into the next one. You guys are so fun today. We're having a good time. So Max asks, hi, I'm sorry, I'm not Destiny, but hi. Okay, well, let's see. Were those job interviews I did a dead end? Oh, no. All right, Max, let's see. Let's look into those job interviews that you did. First and foremost, I'm always going to say good luck, because regardless of what is said in the reading, when you go through job interview processes or anything where there's more than one person involved, like, your free will is not the only free will intertwined here. Anything can happen. However, I don't think necessarily it was a dead end. I don't think you're going to make as much traction with these, though, as you would like to. So I don't think you're going to necessarily get those positions, but it's not for naught. I think there's something that you need to reassess. There's a reassessment that needs to come on, especially with this King of Swords. King of Swords is someone who is very logical, very sharp, very quick to cut away what needs to be cut away. And also someone who's very logic. This is very air energy. This is very logic. So there's something here in this wish fulfillment that you did not get with the Star reversed that needs to either be cut away or it needs to be reassessed. And I think there's a reassessment that you need to do, because there's something here within these job interviews that you did that it almost feels like a settling to a degree. So be very careful about settling, and be very careful or more aware about where exactly you want to end up. But I don't think this is a dead end. There's no such thing as a dead end. I think it's more so a reassessment and a realignment that needs to happen, and it's going to be for your greater good. It sucks right now. Give it time. I feel like it's going to be very cold when you get the traction you're really looking for. So it's going to be during a colder temperature or season. You're going to get it. Just give it time. So I hope that was able to help. I know that one is a very, that's a very tough situation to be in when you feel like you're going and shooting for things and it just doesn't happen the way you want it. Sometimes when we don't get what we want, it's just a little bit of a reshuffle and a reset we need to do with ourselves and with spirit. So I'm wishing you the best of luck, Max. You got this. You're good. You just gotta woo-saw through it. That's what I like to say. You gotta woo-saw through it. So thank you so much for your beautiful question, you guys. Don't forget, we're still doing emoji contests. But while you guys are still throwing them emojis in the chat, let's go ahead and get to our next reading. Yay! So Audrey asks, hi, I'm struggling so bad financially, only being on unemployment and trying to pursue my start with fostering children, but I can't pay my bills right now. So can you see any work I should be doing right now? Thanks. Audrey, I adore people who want to foster children. You have a very big heart and you are a very strong-willed person to want to do that. But I do understand the challenges here that you're facing. So let's kind of see more so. I can't really tell you what job you should be doing. And I'm going to say that like I say that to about everybody. We can't tell you what job you need to do. We can point you in a direction. I feel like you do well in a more creative space. I almost feel like decorating of some sort. I'm not sure if you are good at cooking or if you're good at like cake or baking, something pastry. I'm not sure if it's something creative, something with your hands, something that has to do with food. I feel like that is something. Audrey says, yes, that's what I mean. No problem, Audrey. We have 2 Audreys in the chat. I love that. But totally hear you. However, I feel like there's something that you put down or you don't think about as much as a potential career field, right? I feel like you need to go into something more hands-on, more creative, and something that allows you to work on your own or on the side if that is something you would like to do. I don't think it's necessarily it doesn't feel like a traditional 9 to 5. I almost feel like something to do with pastry or baking. I'm not sure why I'm getting this from you or if this is something that you just had a hobby in at some point. However, sometimes when we're kind of faced with these kind of what should I be doing? Shoot, me and this Belle are having a love affair today, but just general advice for everyone. Sometimes when we get into these what should I be doing questions like that, we ask ourselves all the time. I ask myself these questions all the time. I feel like when you are asking yourselves these questions, you need to kind of go backwards in your memory bank because when those questions start forming, there's something you used to do, something you love to do, something you enjoyed, whether it be as a hobby or as just a generalized kind of interest. There's something you wanted to do, and there's something you just didn't take the time to pursue. So when you're like, where should I be going? Sometimes dial back in your brain a little bit and think about the things that you love to do, things that made you feel good. Audrey says, thank you. You are so very welcome, Audrey. But remember, just think about the things you left behind when we transitioned into for real adulthood. Because there's adulthood when you turn 18, but then there's adulthood when you got bills to pay. It's a little bit different each time. Like those phases of adulthood are a little different. So just remember, go back in your brain. Because when we get into that mode of adulthood, we end up focusing on chasing dollar signs. And sometimes we can't always do that. Spirit won't always, rock with us when we start choosing dollar signs. So sometimes just dial back and think about something you love to do and find that reignition for it because that can become a career or a hobby that you never really thought about. So that's just a little bit of word of advice because that's something I've had to do for myself many a times. And it's hard. It's complicated. You feel very self-conscious when you think about things this way because you feel upset that you betrayed your dreams or you just didn't follow your dreams and you're just, running the rat race like everyone else. But don't feel bad about yourself when you think about these things. Allow yourself to say, well, now I'm an adult and now I can make the decision and now I want to do this and just go for it. Just sometimes it's okay to run. Be smart about how you run and the speed at which you run, but sometimes it's okay to just go for it. So I hope that was able to help you, my friend. You guys are awesome. today. And don't forget, we're still doing the emoji contest, and I'm going to keep screaming to the rooftops about this emoji contest because you get a free reading from me, and that's fun. That's fun. My readings are interesting. They're complicated. I give you lots of analogies about things that you probably wouldn't put together, and that's what makes it fun. So go ahead, throw some emojis in the chat, make it a little competition, have fun with it, and let's go ahead and jump into our next question while you guys are competing. Audrey, sorry about that. Cindy, hello, Cindy. Cindy says, good evening. Just want to know does Jay feel our connection? Because the other day I felt his energy so strong. They wanted to reach out that day. That's very interesting of a question. Sometimes I think we do latch on to each other's energy. So most definitely that is a thing. I feel like it's a little bit topsy-turvy. I'm not 100% sold on a yes. And I don't want to give you just a full-on yes in this regard, right? Let's look a little bit further. So there's a fantasy suite card in reverse. This is kind of giving me a little bit of it's almost like not quite, but also I hate to say it like this, and I don't want this to be taken wrong, but there's almost a need is your thought process to slow down. And it's not that it can't happen. There's just a part here where the desire for the fantasy that's not happening is kind of pushing things into your energetic space a little bit faster. And so you're thinking very hard into this. Now, he may very well and probably is connecting with your energy, yes. But also we have to remember that we have to keep things chill. Keep it chill just a little bit. So I do see there's a potential for him to want to reach out. And I do think he feels the connection between you two, but currently he is stuck. So you have a 10 of cups, right? You have a 10 of cups, and then there's this 8 of wands. He is stuck. He desires, but he is stuck. You cannot get past the swords to get to the house with the cups if you're stuck. And that's where exactly he is. So there could be someone else who is causing a blockade between the two of you actually connecting in that way. Not necessarily. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Me and the bell always have a love affair, and I had so much more to go into, but I think Cindy says true. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of something else that's holding him up. There's someone else holding him up. So good luck. Woosah it out. Keep it chill. Allow him to move through his growth because I do see potential between the two of you. So thank you so much for your beautiful question. I had to break down in song for 5 seconds. Thank you guys so much for your beautiful questions. You guys are awesome today. And don't forget emoji contest. I'm going to keep yelling from the rooftops about it. Yes. If I had a megaphone, it'd be a time. Emoji contest to the megaphones. It'd be a hot time. But anyways, remember, if you want to skip the line, go to journeyryanlive.com and leave a donation. If you like the readings you're getting from me, and we love feedback, all of us readers here love feedback, go ahead and go ahead and wow. And then whoosh. Then the brain fog sets in. Cindy says, thank you. You're so very welcome, Cindy. Oh my gosh. And if you're going to leave a review, go to journeyryanlive.com. Look, sometimes the brain fog hits, and it hits out of nowhere. When you're reading, you pass through a lot of energy, and it's just like you're in a wind tunnel. That's exactly where I am. Oh my God. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and continue into our next question. You guys are awesome tonight. Emma says, hi, Bunny. I've had a bad day today. It was my mom's funeral. And I also found out my ex of 20 years has been seeing someone. Why has he been listening about everything? Did he ever love me? Oh my God, Emma. Emma, I'm so sorry. That's a lot to go through. That's a lot of complex feelings. And so my heart goes out to you, friend. I'm going to, let's look into your ex of 20 years. Why has he been listening about everything? When you say that, do you mean he's been listening to other people, or do you think he's been listening to other people about you in general? Like, do you feel there's some gossip going on? Let me know, and we'll see what that is. Because let's see, in the terms of oh, she meant lying. Emma said lying. Oh, thank you so much for clarifying for me. He has been lying, and it feels like it's because this is someone who cannot own up to their own mistakes, and I feel it, and it makes me feel a little meh. He can't own up to what he's done. He can't own up to the reality of the situation. So what's happening is when that happiness isn't there, and it's being expressed by others, by you, and he is at the root, he clams up. So the only thing it feels like he can do is push in to make his world a little bit better. He's going to tell these lies. He's going to give this communication. He's going to try and cut off the thing or cut away from the thing that is causing him this discomfort. It's something about the way he lives his life causes him discomfort. And it's because he does not feel adequate. So I almost feel like there is an inadequacy within him. And so to make up for that inadequacy, he will lie. The problem is with the lying, he's lying and he's hurting people, but he doesn't really. He wants to save himself. It's about him, how I feel, my feelings. When people lie like that, they're conserving themselves instead of thinking about others. It's not because you're a horrible person. And to kind of finish up really quick, did he ever love you? I think, yeah, he did. Until the wheels fell off and he couldn't keep up anymore. So I know that was a hard one, but I do hope that was able to help you. And I'm so sorry you're going through this hard time. That is really difficult, and my heart again is going out to you. Emma says thank you. You are so very welcome, my friend. It is my pleasure. Oh my goodness, you guys are doing awesome, and I'm going to do my best here to guide you through these kind of rough situations, because 'tis the season, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Terry asks, will I meet a man for love soon? Let's see. The answer is yes. It's not going to be as soon as you want, but the answer is always yes. If you want your person, the universe will hear you. They will bring your person to you. It's just not going to be in the time frame you want. So you're kind of starting off here with this 10 of Pentacles reverse. 10 of Pentacles reverse. There is something here that it's not necessarily keeping things from you. It's more like hidden. Something's hidden here, and I think there's a little bit of digging you have to do. I don't think you're going to have to dig too far, because I think the person you're looking for is someone you were with before. And I feel that's what this is. This is someone you may have overlooked. This is someone you may have been involved with. This is someone who maybe you may have had like a slight interest and you're like, nah. This is someone from a previous situation. Not necessarily that you dated them before, but this is a previous situation that you've dealt with before. Again, this could be someone that you just talked to for a minute online. It doesn't have to be you dated them. A past person isn't always someone you dated. Sometimes you could have just passed them and they asked for your number and you're like, nah. And you just walked on, However, because I feel like this is a past person, I feel like almost with the 7 of Swords, there's something that you feel could have been taken from you by this person, or they felt like you took from them. It's almost like there is a reconnection and a reassessment of the situation. It's almost like a reconciliation. That's the word I was trying to find. You have a Judgment card here. So this is bringing a lot more into balance, but then also just creating it's like, if I could phrase it like this, creating an equality from a division. I know those are words, but I'm going to do my best to explain. A situation divided. Oh my goodness, me and this bell. When situations divide two people, sometimes there's this realignment to get you two on the same page. And I feel like that's what that may be. I hope that was able to help. I hope that was able to help me in my analogies. So thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful question. And don't forget the emoji contest is still going on. So go ahead and throw those emojis in the chat because we, or you, I say we, like I'm about to get a reading from myself too. Absolutely not. But you could get a free reading from me. And that might be fun because I might tell you things that you didn't want to know. Sometimes it's like, oh, shoot, why are you calling me out like that live on the air? I'm sorry. Sometimes I got to call myself out too. It's always fun when the cards have something to say, and the cards do have a message for somebody. So let's just see. We're going to figure out who that special somebody is in an emoji contest. So let's go ahead and jump into the next one. You guys are phenomenal tonight. Wow. Sophie says, will me and Alan see through things and work things out? That's a good question for you and Alan. So I think the answer is if the correct actions are taken, then yes. Right now, I'm seeing it more as a not so much. Not so much. And it's not necessarily because you are doing something wrong. I think it's more so the actions needing to be taken in order to make things work and see through the problems is not being taken. This could be self-reflective. This could be not looking internally. Look at this fire that is here at the edge of this wand. Think about that as the fire within somebody, right? Sophie says, thank you. You are so very welcome, my friend. But think of this fire as the fire within someone else. Now flip this card upside down. When action is being taken, that fire is extending outward. Think of it like a warm embrace. When you have this card flipped around, I can almost feel like it is the withdrawing of that action, that embrace. This Three of Wands is also symbolizing the moving on because this is cold. This feels cold. This is a non-acknowledgement of the efforts, the energy needed to move forward. This is a moving on from that and finding your ground with this Queen of Pentacles upright and then taking action into something new with a Page of Wands. You're walking away. So unfortunately, I don't see you two or Alan specifically taking the actions needed to show you that warmth, to bring that fire that is needed to take the action. But I see you doing right for yourself and choosing to be your own stability and grounded and walking away into something that fits better and works better for you. That is a complicated set of situations to be in, unfortunately. However, it's a good thing because I feel like you are strong enough to say, enough is enough. I'm done. And I just it's always good to want better. And when you're able to bring that acknowledgement to your own being to say, I deserve better because you deserve the best. When you can do that for yourself, that is like rich, that is pure, that is the best feeling in the world. So my friend, good luck. And I do hope for the best between the both of you. And let's go ahead and jump into our next question. We got energy, we got time. We're doing really great today, guys. We've been blowing through, these questions really great. We've been having a good time. I think we're all enjoying ourselves tonight. So quite frankly, in terms of everything, don't forget there's still an emoji contest. Woo! Sophie says, wow, that is absolutely what is happening now. Thank you so much. You are so very welcome, Sophie. Look, I'm rooting for you guys. Having the courage to stand up and say, hey, I don't want this. Hey, I deserve a little bit better. It's not like, it's not so much like, I hate to say it like this, I'd rather go to Olive Garden rather than Red Lobster. Okay, that was me telling a lie on myself because I'd rather go to Red Lobster. But for the sake of argument, I'd rather go to. It's not saying you deserve better in terms of chain restaurant. It's more so saying that, hey, you know what? You can't have everything, but I deserve someone who can meet me halfway. And when you're able to meet somebody or find someone to meet you halfway, that is better. And sometimes when that person that you have now cannot meet you halfway, even just a little bit, sometimes it's not always best to keep things going, especially when there's no change. Doing that to yourself causes more stress, more aggravation, and it gets a little bit convoluted and you get tired really, 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 really quick. So thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome tonight. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question. And congratulations, Taylor A. You are a oh wow. You're the emoji contest winner. We're gonna scrap everything I just tried to say. Because now you're going to start hearing me going like a seal. Because wow. Anyways, Taylor A., congratulations on being the emoji contest winner. With my emoji contest, I like to look a little bit with it. So we're going to go in with the Dark Mirror Oracle because I like to tell people things about themselves that maybe they never thought about and how those things about themselves can impact their lives. Ooh, words are hard today. So I feel like Taylor, there's almost this, I want to say, it's not like a downcast. It's very complicated what you feel internally right now, if that makes sense. You're trying to kind of figure out how to create the world that you want for yourself. You're stuck in that kind of mental space where you don't know 100% how can I make things the way I need them to be. I feel trapped. It's almost like being caged. It's almost like a caged bird. So the more you try and figure out, because you have the Queen of My Own World card, this could be sometimes pointing to a little bit more of a self-centered energy. I'm not really getting self-centered. I almost get that you feel not just alone, but also you're trying to create that world for yourself. You want, you desire. And that's why this pre-chance to dream card is reversed. You have wants, you have desires. You cannot push through because you don't know. You don't know how to make these things happen. You want to call in the storm. The storm isn't really a bad. The storm is what it does to other people and how other people feel about it and how other people think about it. This is almost a desire. This is literally a desire to create what you want your world to look like, but you feel stuck in that. And I feel like it's not because you're doing wrong. It's not because you aren't strong enough to do that. It's just more so of this internal feeling of aggravation at scenarios that you have felt a lack of control. That's what that is. It's almost like you feel lack of control. So you've got two little hummingbird cards here as well. And this is a Joyous Nectar card. It says, fill up on the sweetness of life. Look at how cute and happy this card is. Duality is very important to me. We're going to go from the dark to the not dark. But this sweetness of life is kind of remembering what you can try and essentially control. There are certain things you can't, but at some point, there's something here. It's almost like you've put the blinders on to yourself and said, well, this is happening, I can't fix it. You have to, it's almost like you need to realize with yourself, there is things you can fix. It's small, itty bitty things, but those small things are going to make a difference. So it's like allowing yourself to resume control. You don't have to be stuck in this cage of feeling like, oh, this is not the world I want it to be in. This is not what I wanted for myself. So this card here is hum. Try humming to balance and raise your vibration. This can be a literal humming, like ahs and ohs, but this is also talking about realigning with yourself, realigning your expectations, realigning how you view other people's expectations of you. That's the important one right there. Realign the expectations that you have set, because other people's expectations are not our expectations, and screw other people if they have expectations of us. Do what makes you happy, Taylor. Do what feels right for you. Resume control by doing what makes you feel good. And Taylor, thank you so much for being the emoji contest winner. I hope you enjoyed your reading, you guys. Thank you so much for participating. You guys have been awesome, doing a phenomenal job. So let's go ahead and just jump right back into it with our next question. So Kayla wants to know, what wound could be healed that would make a big improvement in my heart and my mind? Oh my goodness, I love this question, Kayla. And you are so pretty. I love your picture. We're going to go back in with this dark mirror oracle because this will tell us exactly what it is. Can we bring that question up one more time so I can just get a good read on it? What wound could be healed? This card came out twice. I have shuffled the deck twice, so I think this is the important one. Fated to suffer. I almost feel like you have had a very complicated, almost mentally complicated upbringing. I almost feel like there was a lack. It's like just in general, just a lack of feeling supported, a lack of feeling secure. And that lack of security is kind of what is causing you to feel imbalanced, because it feels like sometimes you run like at 1,000 miles a minute because your foundation constantly feels like it's like a earthquake, like whoosh, 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 back and forth. There's no stability. And even when you have a little bit of stability, it doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like you are comfortable. You can be stable. It doesn't feel 100% as good as it can. And that wound is what I think is keeping you from making that big heart and mind improvement, to realize and accept the fact that, yeah, this is a little bit of a complicated time. I don't feel 100% stable all the time, but I do recognize the good that has come from the things that I've been through. So it's almost like a recognition and remembering what good is around you. What have you built? Because when you forget or don't see that this lack of stability isn't truly always a lack of stability. I think you're more stable than you give yourself credit for. You're more in control than you give yourself credit for. This is just a situation in which you have to like mentally parse through everything and remember with yourself. Oh, my friend, remember, sometimes it's a little bit complicated to think about what good is around us when we have that good. It's hard when you never feel comfortable, but think of what you've built during that time of discomfort. Remember what you've given yourself. That's for everybody. Remember what you've done for yourself. Things never feel secure. I'm also a person who never fully feels secure, but remember what you've built, because what you have around you is so much more significant than remembering. It's a constant remembrance of what you don't have, that shaky ground. Don't forget what you've built for yourself around you. That ground isn't as shaky as you think it is. So thank you so much, my friend, for your beautiful question. And I am hoping for the best for you. And thank you so much. So let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Debbie asks, hi, would like to know if you see happening in the future with love. Will I meet a new love soon in 2023? Debbie, it's nice to see you again, because I remember your name too. It's nice to see you again, Debbie. Are you going to meet someone in 2023? More or less, if that's the right way to put it. So the potential is there. But then also remember, there's like October, November, December. There's like 2-ish months left in the year. So it could actually kind of pull into somewhere early in the winter. I am in love mode. I feel you. Well, I mean, I do. I get it. It's the season. It's like when it gets cold, we all want that love, right? So in the future with love, what I see coming for you is a bit more freedom in regards to who and how you want to do things. There's a balance coming in. So you have Eight of Swords reversed. That's the freedom to kind of think about how you want things move around. It's like manifesting for yourself. You're finally getting past the mental roadblocks and hurdles, right? Justice upright. That's talking more so about bringing things into balance and making things fair. It's like you've put the pros and the cons and checklist of what and who and how, and you finally kind of made a decision and a focus on what kind of person you want to be with. Will you meet someone soon? I do think you will. And it could be a little bit longer. There's a need for you to kind of keep your strength up about this one, because I feel like when it doesn't happen in the time frame you want it, you get a little defeated. Don't do that to yourself. Just remember, it's not always going to be when you want it. Keep this up to flip this over. Keep your strength up, keep your resolve up, and then your luck can change. You have to remember, sometimes the energy will you put out into romantic desires is the energy we get back. If we are sad that we don't have anybody, we won't get anybody. If we remain optimistic, then someone may just very well someone may fall out the sky. Just remember, positive energy into forward motion. Put positive into what you want to come through next. I hope I was able to help you, and it's so good to see you again. So let's go ahead and jump into one more question or a couple more questions. Let's see. Let's just keep going. Matthew says, "Hi, will I move into this house next month that I was previously told?" Ooh, I hope so. I hope so, because I feel like you have some nervous tension here. You really want to get out. You really want to move. I hope so. So let's see what's going on. Let's see. You get the Lovers reversed as your first card. And as all my cards decided to flip over, you get the Lovers reversed as your first card. So I don't necessarily think you're going to move this month. And that's really interesting. So let me see. I don't think you're going to move into this house this month. Is it going to be into this house? Yes, it's going to be this house. So is it going to be in the time frame you want it? November. More so end of November. I feel like it's potential. If you mean this month as in October, I don't see it as an October, but more so this month into November. So November being the primary month, but then also we could probably jump into December. I feel like there's some holdups happening here. It kind of feels like there's a holdup with someone, like something isn't done, something isn't finished. I could be seeing that a little bit wonky, but it just feels like something isn't quite the way it needs to be just yet. I don't think it's going to be this month. So, oops. Yeah, there's something that needs to be worked out and fleshed out. It's going to come. Again, time frames never when you want them to be. So definitely is currently being worked on, currently something internal. This feels money related. This feels internal. I don't think it has anything to do with you. However, I do think eventually this will come to a completion. And I think this Ten of Swords is not necessarily talking about how it's going to come crashing and burning. This is more of a completion that comes with a lot of stress. And so, excuse me, choking and dying. But sometimes completion doesn't come when we want it to. So I hope that I was able to answer your question. Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and jump into the next one. As I take a sip of water, and it seems like we are out of time for this night, but I want to thank you guys so much for coming in, your beautiful questions, your beautiful emojis, and thank you for allowing me to grace your energy as happily as you allowed me to, especially in absence of Destiny. So thank you guys so much. You guys have been amazing. It has been a pleasure. So we have some shows that do come up today. If I'm not mistaken, I want you guys to go ahead and look down in the chat because there will be a show schedule posted. I'm not quite a Thursday girl, so I can't remember everything. However, Cassidy, the Card Slinger, will be on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead and look out for my amazing sister, Cassidy. Thank you guys so much for your time and energy today. I have been your host for today, Bunny Sugars. You guys are awesome. And I can't wait to see you guys again. I'll see y'all Monday. So take care and take care of yourselves. Good night. Mwah.